What up, folks? Graphics Rogue here, back with another Rome 2 online battle. I'm playing as the Suebi, and my enemy is playing as Rome. Now, first off, right off the bat, you're going to see the timer, 12 minutes. I am playing as the Suebi. No battle with the Suebi should last 12 minutes. That is not a good sign. It's an interesting sign. It's the sign that Emperor Edition affects everything. Emperor Edition affects a lot of things, and I'm not sure that we are now able to play the Suebi as the fear build as they were before, as we were able to play them before. I'm not sure we were able to play them the same way, so I tried to come a little different this time. I usually bring a whole bunch of sword masters and a bunch of fear units. I'm doing a little different this time. I brought 4 spear walls. They have crazy melee defense, and now with patch 15 they'll probably last forever. And I brought 3 Cimbri bowwomen. Now my enemy is sending up some auxiliary Numidian cavalry. He's trying to probe the flanks, look out for weaknesses. I'm staying in these wooded areas. I know the Cimbri if the Cimbri have one weakness, it's armor. Because these guys, they have nothing. They just got sexy naked bodies, and the Velites are gonna lay their hot spears deep inside these naked men's flesh, and it's not going to go good for them. So I'm going to hide them into the trees right here and try to protect from as much missile fire as I possibly can. So let's see. Marking up the map. I'm marking up the map. So I'm trying to be careful. I'm trying to be cautious. My enemy is trying to probe for weaknesses. He wants to see what I'm going to do. But I'm not going to face him in this open ground. That is death. Because he's got a lot of missile units. I can tell he's got a lot of, he's got some Velites, he's got some Numidians over here. I'm better protected in the woods, and he doesn't know exactly what I have. So he's probing. I've got 2 Cimbri bowwomen. They are protecting the flanks, and if those Numidians get anywhere near close, our bowwomen are going to slaughter them, and if he tries to charge them, I'm coming up with some night hunters to protect the bowwomen, protect the flanks from the cavalry charges. I see what he's doing, and I wanna get him. I want to bait him towards me. I want him to come out and face me into the woods. So I'm pushing ahead my spear wall. I want him to see my spear wall, and I want him to get an idea of what kind of troops I have. So maybe he thinks I just brought an army full of spears and cheap units. I want him to get cocky, and I want him to kind of pull out and face me. But behind those spear walls, I got 2 sword masters and 2 wolf warriors, and I got another night hunter defending the flanks. And over here, I've got some berserkers and some woe-nest spears. And I think over here somewhere, I got some hex bearers. I still want to go for the fear build. The Suebi's biggest advantage is fear. Even in this new patch, you have to try to use fear. I mean, I don't see how you can win against skilled opponents with the Suebi without using fear. Fear is a big part of the Suebi's arsenal. So I'm still going to try to use fear. I'm still going to try to bring scary units in. As well as I'm going to bring a lot more of these bowwomen and start laying down some fire arrows to hopefully rout units a lot quicker. So I'm pushing him out here. I want him to see what this entire spear wall, and look at it. He's taking the bait. He's pushing in his main line. He's taking the bait, and he's going to want to come and face my units. He thinks I'm going to face them out here. But no, I'm going to start pulling back my spear wall soon, get back into the woods. And my plan is I'm going to get back into the woods. He thinks this is my main line. He thinks this is my main line. And my plan is, when he gets close enough, I'm going to charge forward with my wolf warriors and my sword masters, get a devastating charge on him. I got my Oreo Vistus abilities readied up. I'm going to get a devastating charge on his line, and then I'm going to push forward my spear wall, and the plan is I'm going to pull out my sword units after they've gotten a good amount of kills, and I'm going to let my spear wall take care of their main line. The spear wall will hold for a long time, and the plan is I'm going to swing some swords out from the corners and hopefully smack into the backs of his units. Now, one mistake already I didn't really think about until like the middle of the battle is I didn't bring any cavalry. And I think I didn't bring any cavalry because I just forgot about it. I just plain forgot about it. But it makes it that much more tough to do a lot of flanking maneuvers, and it was a lot more obvious about the mistake when I thought about it. I started to lay down a little fire on his princeps over here. I wanted to maybe kill a few of them, but he's gonna tore us up in a bit here. And I really should have brought some cavalry units to give myself more mobility, because I am not mobile at all. I have to stay in this little area, and I have to be careful where I send my units at, because he could just run away with so many of his units. He has some cavalry back here, and he has some velites. These guys I'm going to try to slam in the backs with my hex bearers and my berserkers, and I'm going to try to protect the flanks with my woebnat spears and my night hunters, as well as take out as many of his cavalry with my Cambry bowwomen as possible. My job, I'm giving the Cambry bowwomen. Their job is not to take out the enemy missile units. Their job is to take out the cavalry and to lay down some fire arrows to hopefully scare his army off fast enough. I want to scare them off as fast as I can. So the fire arrows pretty much, they help a lot in giving that final push into scaring the unit off after they're wavering. Especially if they're wavering. I'm going to move my sword units closer. I'm not sure if he can see them. Maybe he can. For some reason I remember these guys being hidden. Maybe he can see them. I remember these guys being hidden, but maybe... it could be a replay's messed up. But I thought these guys were hidden. I thought I did a good tricky trick on him. But maybe he could see it. But he's moving up with his tortoise formation, and I don't think tortoise formation is very good against melee. It's good against archers, but it's not good against melee. But right here, I lay down my Ario Vistus abilities, and I'm charging right in. I'm charging into his cohorts. I've gotten my Ario Vistus up, and we're just smashing hard into his legion. Look at him, he's pulling back a little bit. And that is not good. He's just getting slaughtered. He's pulling some of his units back and pushing in his auxiliary infantry. That is not going to go good. Not for his auxiliary infantry, not for those legionary cohorts he pulled back. And already they are getting slaughtered in the charge, and they are just losing so many men. And we are pushing ahead with our spear walls over here, and we just got a devastating charge. And he's going to start to try to flank a little bit, and I see what he's doing, so I'm pushing up my spear wall to stop this flanking maneuver. Right here, my whole plan fell apart. I should have been paying attention to what I was doing. I should have been thinking about my plan. I split the spear wall up. I should have kept it in one line and moved it up to protect against what he was doing, try to move on the sides there. He's going to try to smash in the back with his legionary cavalry. I guess he's hitting some of my swordmasters over there, but we're trying to flank around pretty hard. I think we're killing a lot of his units over here. I'm sending ahead some of these units to help defend against any flanking attacks from his missiles, as well as try to get right into the backs with my hex bearers. And I'm just going to try to smack it right into the side with these guys. But then he charges right into the backs of my hex bearers with his auxiliary cav. And they got smashed hard. And we are finally routing a few of his units. I shouldn't have been chasing down his velites. That was a mistake. That was a bad micro on my part. I should have kept the spear wall together, and I should have pulled my swords back soon. My swords, if the sword units don't knock out the enemy infantry within like a minute or two, it's not going to be good for them. I start to pull a couple of them out, but I should have pulled the rest of them out. I should have pulled them all out, and I should have let my spear units do the job. Look at these spear units, 160, not a single kill on these guys yet. 127, they're going to last a long time. And these sword units, they're not doing anything. I should have been swinging them around. I'm killing a lot of his missile units over here and some of his cav units over here, and that's good, but should have been paying attention more to the big blob, more to his general unit. I start noticing his general unit so close, and I start to lay down some missile fire on his general unit. I'm also laying down some fire arrows down on the main lines. I want to rout some of these guys as fast as I can, because I see so many of them starting to rout. He charges at me with his Numidians, but my missile units slaughter them before they can even get to me. I'm going to use these spear walls to take out this cavalry, and then I'm going to try to take out these cavalry as well with the spear wall. But there's a lot of wavering on both sides. Man, I should have pulled back those sword units. I should have been pulling them back and flanking around like I told myself I was going to do. But I wasn't thinking about it, and I was reacting to the moment. And we're finally starting to rout some of his kill some of his bodyguard over here, but we don't kill them in time. And now he keeps smacking into the backs of my spears over here with his cav and his velites, and the whole line is just broke up. It's not a good line. It's all broke up and messed up. We're routing some of his units, but he's routing some of mine. And soon my general unit is not going to be able to take much more of it, and my general is going to die pretty soon. And that is just going to be even more devastating for my guys' morale. The Suebi, their armor just isn't that great. In prolonged melee, especially against Rome, it is not going to go great. Already there, so many of them are routing. I just start putting all my missile units on fire detail, and I want to just kill them. I think it was around here my general died. And if my general hadn't died, maybe I would have routed these guys, but look at all these wavering. I'm trying to, come on guys. I'm trying to get them to break. Ah, my general broke though. They're not breaking, they're wavering. I'm trying to get them, come on. But now my guys are wavering. Everyone's wavering, come on, it's just, oh no, they stabilize. Oh, they're breaking. Oh, now they're breaking, they stabilized. Oh, it was about here I told my opponent almost. It was so close. If I had just had something to get it over that edge, just one little step further, boom, that massive horde of Romans would have shattered. That is when I told myself it was a huge mistake not to bring cavalry. I should have had cavalry just hiding back here, protecting the flanks, not really getting in any engagements, and just have them ready for something like that where I can just swing around, boom, smack them from behind. Man, if I had had some cavalry just smack right into behind of that giant blob of Romans, they would have broke. And now he's just sending his cavalry to slaughter my Cimbri bowwomen. He's sending them around to slaughter my spear wall. Man, 126 guys they still have. These spear wall are beasts. They are not going down without a fight. They look like they have more armor in the unit pictures than they actually do. I mean, they look like they don't have much armor. It looks like just shirts. I didn't notice that before. They don't look like they have much armor. It just looks like light armor, but apparently, but they still last so long, man. They lasted so long before the end. Oh. So that really tells me, yeah, builds like this, you can't bring them. You need to bring a balanced build, whoever you're bringing. You need to bring a main line of infantry. No, you need to bring at least some infantry, at least some archers, and at least some cavalry. It can vary between how many for each kind, because maybe you're going with Parthia and you want a cavalry build for a lot of hammer and anvil strikes, a lot of horse archers, yeah, but you still need some infantry to hold down units at some points. You need archers to lay down some heavy shot and a whole lot of archer fire on a lot of guys. You need to have archers, infantry, and cavalry whenever you come, or you're limited. You won't necessarily lose, but what you can do is limited. If I had if I had one unit of cavalry, maybe if I had just not brought this one Night Hunter unit and had that one unit of cavalry, I could have swung around, smacked them, boom shakalaka, battle won. Boom shaka lizaka. You brought some Praetorians too. Yeah, they lasted. The auxiliaries, they didn't. I think they routed early, but they weren't slaughtered terribly. Yeah, his Numidians. If the Numidians were allowed to do their work, they would have been pretty devastating. But my Cimbri bowwomen, they drove them off pretty bad. They made sure the Numidians did not get close enough to do their work. And speaking of bowwomen, damn, look at that. My Cimbri bowwoman is the MVP of this battle. 181 kills. Most of that must have been on the Numidian cavalry and other cavalry units. She got a lot of kills right there. 160 for these guys. But I should have followed the game plan. If I'd followed the game plan, I think things would have been better, because man, these spear wall, they could hold for so long. I charged in with my swords. I should have pushed in with my spears and defended the line, pulled back my swords, and went to the flanks. And I really think I could have pulled that off, even without the cavalry. But I did pay attention to my own plan. My micro wasn't great. I wasn't paying attention to what was happening on the battlefield. I was just had my mind in certain points. I was like, ah, no, you stop, you route, you don't route. And yeah, that is that's gonna kill you if you're not really paying enough attention. But with patch 15, maybe you get a little more leeway because everything holds for so much longer. And that is fun too. I'm your graphics rogue, and I will see you next time. Peace.